Grand Laker. This is one of our Lakeside chats with, and today we're joined with Jim Frazer, who Jim made history this past weekend as he turned 80 years old. And Jim's a veteran of the old Grand Exposure radio show.
That's correct.
He got him a degree from OSU, went into the Navy.
Army,
okay. IRS. What else you done in your life, Jimmy?
well, let's see, I've raised 2 kids, and went to a wife or 2. Actually 2. I'm not through with the second one yet.
Well, she'll be glad to hear
Yes,
that.
she will. I'm sure she will.
I saw some of the comments that were made on Facebook from that big party at Pickles.
Right, it was a great 80th birthday party.
Yeah, and it was a fun deal. But let's talk a little bit about your time on Grand Lake.
Well, I've been playing on this lake since I was about 8 years old.
Really?
My parents had a cabin in Drowning Creek with their business partner, and they used to haul us up there on the weekends and play. And I never left. I didn't get out of Drowning Creek till I was 16 years old.
Didn't know there was another part of the
Didn't
lake,
go the only
right?
place I could go. They let me in anyway. So yeah, I started that. We water skied there and had a little cabin there and played in the water. And, I've always been around Grand Lake. And then, of course, when I finished my military time at Fort Benning, Georgia, I moved back to Tulsa and started a life of sailing. And I had a sailboat over at Scotty's Cove. So once I learned how to sail reasonably well, I started traveling the Caribbean and sailing and bareboat chartering down there. And then always come back to the lake. And finally, in 1990, I bought a home.
Raper Hall, right?
In Drowning Creek. in Raper Hall. That's right. It is Raper Hall. Sometimes I get
You
mixed
forgot
up.
where you live?
That's
Okay.
why I get mixed up at times going home.
Well, Jim's up on the bluff on what I'm going to call is the south side.
Yeah.
And if that's really the right direction.
That's probably close enough.
And he's, the name of that boat, as I recall, is the Rum Runner.
I have a boat named the Rum Runner. It's a Cobalt. It's the first 1984 model Cobalt that they ever built. And it's 0001. And it's still burning like a top. That was my first real powerboat up here. Since then, I've gotten a cruiser, a little Sea Ray, 32-foot Sea Ray, a cabin boat. So when the weather gets really bad, we can get on that. And when the weather gets really bad, we just stay in the house.
Good move, good move. So what was the name of the sailboat?
The sailboat was named the Cuba Libre,
Okay.
which is a rum and coke,
I remember that.
which is my drink of choice.
And one of Jim's, shall we say, trademark deals is his hat that has the light up on top that says a low rum warning light on it.
That's right.
Just say that Jim's had a good time on Grand Lake would probably be the understatement. But,
I've been through a few of those.
so from 1990,
Now.
you've been here a while now, buddy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to consider myself a full-timer. I actually retired from my job. I was a special agent with the U.S. Treasury Department from 1964 till I retired in 97. And during that same time, I was also received a commission from OSU and Army. So I spent 4 years active duty down at Fort Benning. And after that, I came back and went to work. I went through a couple of misadventures with the American Douglas and North American Rockwell, and then I wound up with the Treasury Department. And so I could be a little more, to my true self, I'd be a little more offensive that way. And
Well,
get
now
away.
let's not overlook your time in the casino.
that's
Jim
true.
works for the Cherokee Nation.
I forgot about that.
And yeah, I forgot about
After
it.
I-
And he
after-
was in security and gave out tips. No, he didn't.
No, I was an investigator and I had an office at Hard Rock, and I was there 10 years actually, and tried to catch people stealing from the Indians. And sometimes I did, and sometimes I didn't.
When we stick one of them.
He wasn't there. I left before he got there.
Okay.
If they wanted me to come back on a special assignment, I'd do it.
You do it in a minute, huh?
Yeah.
Well, now you've done some sailing into the Mediterranean waters and some of that
No,
kind of
only the
stuff,
Caribbean.
right? Caribbean, okay.
British Virgin Islands, primarily where we go. And then we'll sail back and forth between the American side and the British side. And usually spend a week or two on a sailboat down there.
I remember you making the front cover of Grand Times on Grand Lake here last summer, or maybe the summer before, and that was allegedly your last trip.
That was the last trip I made so far. That's true. And we used to go down there at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. And I even thought about when I retired from the Treasury Department, buying a boat, taking it down there and living on it. And so I took an extended trip of about 4 weeks, And I realized, there's not very many chocolate malts or ice cream stores down there, and you just, it's fun for a week or two, but then it's time to come home. Get in the air conditioning.
All right, Jim, you just barely got started, turning 80. So
Yes, yes.
what's left on the bucket list?
Well, not just to survive to 90. Actually, I did like survive to 81, actually.
There you go. Quite a testimony to the grand lifestyle, Mr. Jim Frazer.
You bet.
And Jim, it's been a pleasure talking to you
Well,
today.
thank you.
And we're going to try to do this sequence every couple of weeks with somebody.
Okay.
So if you know somebody else we can embarrass, we'll put them up for nomination and we'll see what we can do.
I'll put it, once I realize, you haven't told me what I'm gonna make on this deal yet, so.
Not yet. It's pretty low
As soon
cut.
as I know, I can let you know what I can do for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll make sure you can turn in that chit and we'll see what we can
Right,
do.
and of course,
with it.
I'll deal in cash if you want to.
A Lakeside chat with Jim Frazer, and we'll have another one in a couple of weeks.